introduction and some warm-up. Uh, in the warm-up section, you can see that you have to think about your achievements or your education background, your work experience, your skills when you're writing your resume. Because actually, when you're writing your resume, it's a kind of advertisement you're sending to the employer, and you're advertising yourself. You're telling the employer, you're convincing the employer that you are the best choice for the position you are applying for. So that's why you have to be very careful when you are just telling people who you are and what you can do. And the employers are usually looking for a specific information on your resume or on your cover letter. So um, I will tell you how to find those specific information to include in your resume, and I will tell you how to uh, arrange and schedule and organize your resume in a way that it is more attractive to the employers, and you will have a higher chance of getting employed by the employers. So yes, so first of all, I ask you to have a piece of paper and a pen, because you might need to write something here from time to time, but I'm not going to just do the first part, because the first part you will do in your resume writing as well. You don't need to write for 5 minutes in the space below uh, about your achievements or your educational background, your work and volunteer experience, or your top skills. But these are the things that you have to add in your resume. You need them. Just think about them, what kind of things you can add in your resume. Okay? So, yes, first we will have some vocabulary. I want to make sure that you know the meaning of all these vocabulary first, and then we will continue talking about resume. Um, First of all, we have got some vocabulary like curriculum vitae, qualification, career, keyword, objective, bullet point, functional, chronological, potential, recruiter, cliche, and extensive. I start with the first meaning. A, an occupation that one has for a long period of time.
Career.
Which one do you think is that?
Career.
Career, yes, career. It's your career. That's the profession that you have for a long period of time and you have experience in. It's called career. And B, a document that summarizes one's skills and qualifications, also called CV.
Curriculum vitae.
Yes, CV or curriculum vitae is the same as resume. In French, they call it resume, but it is quite common to use resume in English too. CV is also the same thing. Okay. So C describes a type of resume that highlights abilities over experience. Describes a type of resume that highlights abilities over experience.
Bullet point?
No.
Functional.
It is functional resume. You know, we've got two different types of resumes. One of them is functional. The other one is chronological. As you can see, number 8 is chronological. You know the difference?
Functional is based of your experience, and chronological, I think, is related to the time that you achieve your experience by.
One by one.
Yes, one.
Yes, chronological means it's based on time. You just tell the employer your experiences throughout the time, for example, from the present up to the far in the past. But when we are thinking of functional resume, for example, you're applying for a job, you have not been doing it all the time. You know, you have not been doing it your whole career is not based on the job. For example, I've been teaching for 20 years, but for some time, 2 or 3 years, I have been doing some administration job, okay, or translation jobs, okay. But the job I'm applying is actually for administration position. They need an administrator, not a teacher. So in that
Yeah.
case, I'm not focusing on my teaching experience. I have to focus on my administration job. That is called functional resume. So I have to write a functional resume rather than a chronological resume. Because if I write a chronological resume, I would be focusing on my teaching experience, while they don't need any teaching experience in this specific job. So that's why you have to choose a functional resume rather than a chronological one. But if you're just talking, you're just writing your resume for a job posting which is related to your career or is focusing on all your experience, and you want to emphasize that you have been doing this job for a long time, then I believe a chronological one would be a better option. So it depends on the type of job you're applying for, which one you choose. Okay.
Sam, sorry, Sam, I have a question.
Yes.
As you mentioned that, can we say a chronological resume is a general resume and functional resume is a specific resume? I mean that when you, for example, hire a college, hiring college, you should provide functional resume and describe about your experience actually about the education and training. And when you provide chronological resume, you should write everything about yourself. Is it correct?
Yes, in a way, yes, that's possible to just, yeah, we can say that functional resumes are more focused and they concentrate on specific skills that you have. But chronological ones are usually more general, maybe. But the main point is that in chronological resume, you go through the time one by one, you count the jobs and careers you have been doing so far. But in functional one, you may not go based on time. You know, it is not based on time. It is based on your skills or the skills that you want to demonstrate to your employer, and you want to tell him that you are quite skilled in that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yes, we can say that. Yeah, why not? Okay.
But a lot of the CV, I think, is the complex of the functional and chronological. But maybe you focus on the something that you want related to the achieving one issue that you mentioned.
Yes. So it depends on the kind of job you're applying
That's
for.
right, yeah.
And if all your experience are related to that job or not. Okay. So D is a word.
这个怎么不稳哦？
Excuse me, Helen? Yeah, okay. Yes. A word, usually a noun, related to a specific field or topic.
Keyword.
Keyword.
Keyword, yes, that's keyword. That's specific words, or the words that you use in a specific field is called keywords. You know, in different fields of study and in different jobs, they have got some keywords, and those keywords are the ones that employers are looking for when they look at your resume or when they look at your cover letter. For example, in a teaching career, being on time or having the experience in testing or having the experience in online teaching, having the experience in PBLA, as they call it, or CLB levels. These are the keywords in a teaching career. If you do not write those words in your resume or in your cover letter, they may ignore your application. So the next one is overused and outdated, a word or expression to avoid using.
Bullet point?
No.
No?
it's a word that is overused or outdated.
Cliche.
They are cliche, yes.
Cliche,
You know,
yeah.
cliche, when we are thinking of cliche, what do you think about cliches?
When a thing or word used frequently, very much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is overused and frequently used, and it sounds meaningless anymore. It doesn't have any meaning anymore.
Sam, is the meaning the same meaning of stereotype?
A stereotype, you're right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, stereotypes, yes, but okay, let's say they are, because I'm not going to tell you. And you know, a stereotype is a little different, but okay, yes, almost the same. Yes, stereotype.
And
So,
we use also cliche for the movie and theater, and about the movie that produce just for selling. Is it right?
we call them cliches.
Yeah.
No, when a movie is when some movie is in a genre that these movies are like each other but with different actor actress, they say that it's a cliche. It means it like each other, these movies. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about how they use it in, you know, movie industry.
It means that it doesn't attract the people because they use it more and more before
maybe the
this.
subject or the theme is frequently used in the cinema. That's why they call it cliche. But in language and in you know, literature, when we say something is cliche, means that it has been used overtly, you know, frequently, and it is overused so much that it is meaningless actually. So F is long and detailed.
Extensive?
Long and detailed. Yes, extensive.
Extensive.
Is long and detailed. That's extensive. For example, you don't need to have an extensive explanation of your experiences and your past achievements. It should be short and quite, you know, focused. G describes a type of a resume that highlights job experience in a timeline.
Chronological.
It is chronological. When you are going through the timeline, it is a chronological resume. H, one of a series of short form notes placed under a heading.
Objective.
One of a series of short form notes placed under a heading. No, it's not objective.
It's bullet points?
Bullet points. Yeah, they are bullet points. So they use bullet points in order to show the different notes or the different skills you have in a specific profession. I, a person who is seeking someone to hire.
Recruiter.
Recruiter, yes. Recruiter is someone who is seeking someone to hire. He's actually representing an employer or his employer himself. Okay. J, possible in the future.
Potential.
Potential.
Possible in the future is the same as potential. Okay, yes, number 9, potential. So it is possible in future. K, an ability or a skill that one has earned or learned. Qualification, very good. Yes, qualification. And the main purpose is the objective. Objective means the aim or the goal of writing a resume. So let's go to task 1. In task 1, you have to identify a career or job that you are interested in, right?